How much time have you spent waiting for the perfect moment, for the right opportunity, or for someone else to pave the way for you? Time doesn't wait for anyone, and it's a silent thief if you don't seize it. Today, we're going to change that. We're going to stop wasting time and start focusing on what truly matters. You. You have within you a power that, if fully realized, could transform your life in ways you've never imagined. But here's the question: are you focusing on yourself enough to uncover this power? You see, far too often we allow the distractions of the world to pull us in different directions. We're constantly chasing after external things, approval or validation, and in the process we lose sight of the most important thing: ourselves. It's time to turn the spotlight inward and focus on what truly matters: your growth, your dreams, your potential. The first step in unlocking your true potential is understanding that you are your greatest asset. No matter what anyone else says, no matter what society or culture tells you to do, you hold the key to your success. And when you focus on yourself, you begin to realize that everything you need to create the life you desire is already within you. It's just waiting to be uncovered. Imagine for a moment if you could block out all the noise, all the distractions, and simply focus on developing your mind, your skills, your abilities. What could you accomplish? Too many people waste time looking outward for solutions while the real solutions are right in front of them. The truth is, no one can unlock your potential better than you can. No one can develop your talents better than you can. And no one can create the life you desire better than you can. We often get stuck in the cycle of pleasing others, trying to meet expectations and fulfilling obligations that don't align with our true desires. But the moment you shift your focus inward, you start to ask yourself the real questions. What do I want? What are my dreams? What is my purpose? And when you begin to answer those questions, that's when the magic happens. That's when you tap into a wellspring of motivation, energy, and drive that will propel you toward your goals. But this isn't just about setting goals. It's about aligning every single action you take with your true purpose. This is about living authentically and unapologetically, with the knowledge that you're worthy of all the success, happiness, and fulfillment you desire. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but I'm not sure what my purpose is. Or, I've tried focusing on myself before, but I didn't get the results I wanted. Here's the thing: it's a journey, not a destination. You may not have all the answers today, but that's okay. The important thing is that you start. You start by choosing to prioritize yourself, by choosing to invest time in your personal growth, and by making your future your focus. The results will come, but only if you stay committed to this path. So how do you begin? It starts with one simple yet powerful decision: to focus on yourself. Focus on your strengths, your passions, your unique abilities. Every day, take time to nurture these aspects of yourself. Stop giving away your energy and attention to things that don't serve you. Stop letting other people's opinions dictate your choices. Focus on the one person who has the power to change everything: you. And once you begin to focus on yourself, you'll notice a shift. The distractions will begin to fade. Your goals will become clearer. You'll start making decisions that are in alignment with who you truly are and where you truly want to go. But this is just the beginning. There's more to discover. There's another powerful tool you'll need in your journey, and that's coming up next. Stay with me, because you won't want to miss what's coming. Time is your most valuable asset, and yet it's something that so many of us squander every single day. We waste it on things that don't move us forward, on distractions, on procrastination, and on things that ultimately don't contribute to the life we want to create. Time doesn't care about your excuses, your struggles, or your circumstances. It simply keeps moving forward. The question is, how will you choose to use it? Imagine for a moment that you had a bank account and every day you were deposited 86,400 seconds. At the end of each day, whatever you didn't spend is gone forever. Would you spend those seconds differently? Would you use them more wisely? Of course you would. You'd be intentional, focused, and careful with how you spend each moment. But here's the truth. You already have that bank account. You have 86,400 seconds every single day. And every day at midnight they reset, gone forever, if you didn't make the most of them. So how do you stop wasting time? The first step is to recognize how much of your time is being drained by the things that don't matter. You know exactly what I'm talking about. How many hours have you spent scrolling through your phone, watching things that don't add value to your life, or engaging in conversations that don't elevate your thinking? How many times have you pushed your goals aside, waiting for the perfect time, only to realize that the time has passed and you're still stuck in the same place? It's time to break free from this cycle. The second step is to start setting clear, intentional goals and commit to them. When you have a clear vision of what you want to achieve, it becomes easier to guard your time. Every moment becomes more precious because you know exactly what you're working towards. Whether it's your career, your personal development, or building stronger relationships, time becomes your ally when you use it wisely. When you focus on your goals and take deliberate action every single day, you start to notice the difference. You stop waiting for opportunities to find you, and you begin creating your own opportunities. But here's the thing. Time can either work for you or against you. If you choose to waste it, it will slip through your fingers, leaving you with nothing but regret. But if you choose to invest it in yourself, in your future, in your growth, you'll find that time becomes your greatest asset. It's not just about managing time, it's about maximizing it, making sure that every second you spend contributes to the life you want to create. You need to become intentional with your time. Stop letting it slip away without a plan. Start each day with purpose and direction, and make sure every action you take moves you closer to your vision. Prioritize what matters most, and don't let the small distractions or the non-essential tasks pull you off course. And remember, you can't get back yesterday, you can't rewind the clock, and you can't wait for tomorrow to arrive. The only moment you truly have is right now. The question is, what will you do with this moment? How will you use the time you have today? Because here's the truth. How you manage your time will determine where you are tomorrow. But as you start mastering time, you'll realize there's another key factor that will elevate you even further, and that coming up next. So stay tuned, because we're about to dive into something that will change the way you think about progress. When you focus on yourself, something incredible begins to happen. You start to see the potential that was always within you. But here's the truth. Realizing that potential isn't enough. You must prioritize yourself and your goals, not just once in a while, but consistently. Too many people wait for the perfect moment or for things to fall into place before they focus on what matters most. But that's not how success works. If you want to see real change, you need to take control of your priorities and make yourself a top priority. The world is full of distractions, and it's so easy to get caught up in the day-to-day tasks that don't move the needle. You might find yourself busy, but not productive. You might be working hard, but not working on the right things. The key to achieving success and living a life of fulfillment is simple. Focus on the things that align with your purpose and let go of everything else that doesn't serve you. Think about the times when you've been at your best, when you were truly focused on something that mattered to you. In those moments, you didn't waste time, you didn't procrastinate, and you didn't let anything distract you. You were locked in, fully present, and in alignment with your purpose. That's the kind of focus that leads to success. That's the kind of focus that changes everything. Now, ask yourself, what would happen if you brought that level of focus to every area of your life? What if you started treating your goals with the same seriousness that you treat your most important relationships? Too many people treat their dreams like a side project, something to get to when there's time. But your dreams deserve more than that. They deserve your full attention, your full effort, and your full focus. Here's the challenge. Stop being so reactive. Stop letting the world dictate how you spend your time. Instead, become proactive about your life. Set clear goals, develop a plan, and stick to it. Prioritize your growth and the things that matter most to you. When you do this, you'll begin to notice that your life starts to move in the direction you want it to. The problem is that many people struggle with this because they're afraid of what will happen if they actually prioritize themselves. They fear being seen as selfish or self-centered. But here's the thing. If you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anyone or anything else. When you focus on your own growth, you become a better version of yourself, and that has a ripple effect on everyone and everything around you. By investing in yourself, you're not only improving your life, but you're also creating a better environment for those you care about. It's also important to understand that focusing on yourself doesn't mean ignoring others or neglecting your responsibilities. It means that you're giving yourself the best possible chance to succeed so you can show up as your best self in every area of your life. You'll find that when you focus on yourself, the relationships, the opportunities, and the success you desire will come more naturally. The truth is, the people who are the most successful and fulfilled are the ones who make themselves and their growth a priority. They understand that in order to give their best to others, they must first give their best to themselves. And you can do the same. Start by prioritizing your personal development, and you'll be amazed at what you can achieve. But this is just one piece of the puzzle. There's something even more powerful that will take your progress to the next level, and that's coming up next. So stay with me because the next step will truly change everything. You've heard it said that time is money, but I'm here to tell you, time is far more valuable than money. Time is the one thing that once it's gone forever. You can earn more money, you can build more wealth, but you can never get back the time you waste. So the real question becomes, how are you investing your time? Are you putting it into things that will help you grow and achieve your goals? Or are you squandering it on things that ultimately won't matter in the long run? We all have the same 24 hours in a day, yet some people seem to accomplish so much more with their time than others. What's the difference? The difference is how they choose to invest their time. You see, investing your time means making intentional decisions about how you use each moment. It means consciously directing your energy towards the things that move you forward rather than letting time slip away on distractions, procrastination, and non-essential activities. The truth is, most people don't realize that they are constantly giving away their time to people, to situations, to habits that don't serve them. You waste time on things that don't contribute to your growth or your success, And before you know it, a year has passed, a decade has gone by, and you wonder where it all went. This is the harsh reality for many, but it doesn't have to be your reality. Here's the key. Instead of simply spending your time, start investing it. When you invest in something, you expect a return. Whether it's time spent developing a skill, working on a project, or building relationships that align with your purpose, you're doing it with the understanding that what you give today will pay off tomorrow. Your time is the currency for your future success, so every decision about how you spend it matters. It starts with getting clear on what's truly important to you. What are the things that align with your vision? What are the things that bring you closer to your goals? Focus your time on those things. Every moment you spend working toward your goals is an investment that will compound over time. And here's the most exciting part. The return on that investment is not just financial. The return is growth, fulfillment, achievement, and a life lived on purpose. But it's easy to get distracted. We all know what it's like to feel like we're busy, but not really accomplishing anything. You spend hours working on things that don't bring you closer to your dreams, and at the end of the day, you feel drained and unfulfilled. That's because you're spending time, not investing it. The key to making every moment count is to be intentional. Ask yourself, is this action moving me toward my goals? If the answer is no, then it's time to reassess where your time is going. Another important truth about time is that it's often easier to spend it than it is to invest it. Spending time is automatic. It's easy to fall into habits, to let the day slip by without much thought. But investing time requires effort, discipline, and focus. It's about choosing to do the things that matter, even when they're difficult, even when they require sacrifice. The real challenge is to invest your time with purpose and to be okay with saying no to things that don't add value to your life. The question now is, how do you stay committed to this investment in yourself? How do you consistently make the decision to stop wasting time and start investing it? The answer is about mastering one critical concept that will take your success to new heights. And that's what we're diving into next. You won't want to miss the next step because it's the key to truly maximizing your potential. Stay with me. There's one thing that separates the successful from the rest: self-discipline. Without self-discipline, your dreams remain just that, dreams. You see, success doesn't come from what you want, it comes from what you're willing to do. It comes from the actions you take every single day, even when you don't feel like it. It's about making the right choices even when the wrong ones seem easier or more tempting. Self-discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's the difference between saying, "I'll do it tomorrow," and actually taking action today. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that success is about talent, luck, or timing, but the truth is, it's about consistent action. You can have all the talent in the world, but without discipline, it means nothing. You can have the best intentions, but without discipline, your intentions remain just that, intent. So, how do you build self-discipline? It starts by understanding that self-discipline isn't something you're born with, it's something you cultivate. And like any skill, it takes time, patience, and practice, but once you develop it, it becomes a tool that you can rely on to push you through the toughest of challenges and obstacles. One of the first steps to mastering self-discipline is creating routines that support your goals. Successful people don't just wake up and figure out what to do with their day. They have a plan. They know what they're going to do before they even get out of bed. They have clear, actionable steps that they follow every day, no matter what. And by sticking to these routines, they remove the temptation to procrastinate or get distracted. If you want to be successful, you need to start making decisions that align with your long-term goals, not just what feels good in the moment. Every choice you make either brings you closer to your goals or takes you further away. Self-discipline is about making the tough decisions that will ultimately serve you in the long run. It's about saying no to the things that distract you and yes to the things that push you toward your vision. But self-discipline isn't just about working harder, it's about working smarter. It's about understanding that not every task is worth your time and energy. You need to learn to prioritize. You need to understand that you can't do everything, but you can do the things that matter most. Successful people don't waste time on tasks that don't align with their goals. They stay focused on what moves the needle and let go of the rest. Another aspect of self-discipline is learning how to overcome your own excuses. We all have them. I'm too tired. I don't have enough time. I'll do it tomorrow. These excuses are the enemy of progress. They are the things that hold us back from taking the necessary steps toward success. When you master self-discipline, you stop listening to these excuses. You stop letting your emotions or circumstances dictate your actions. Instead, you let your goals and your vision drive you forward. Here's the thing. You're always going to face obstacles. You're always going to feel like giving up at some point. But self-discipline is what keeps you going when you don't feel like it. It's the muscle that helps you push through the resistance and keep moving toward your dreams, no matter how hard it gets. Now, what happens when you master self-discipline? Well, you unlock your true potential. You break free from the limitations you've placed on yourself, and you start achieving things you never thought possible. But self-discipline alone isn't enough. There's one more element you need to truly elevate your success, and we're going to dive into that next. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Time is your most precious resource, and once it's gone forever. But here's the truth. It's not enough just to have time. You need to manage it effectively. Managing your time isn't just about checking things off a to-do list. It's about using your time strategically to ensure that everything you do brings you closer to your goals. When you master the art of time management, you unlock your ability to focus on what truly matters, and in turn, you become unstoppable. You see, we all get the same 24 hours in a day. But what separates the achievers from the dreamers is how they use those 24 hours. Every successful person you admire has mastered the ability to manage their time effectively. They don't let the day pass by without purpose, and they certainly don't waste time on distraction. Instead, they have a clear plan, and they make intentional decisions about how to spend every moment. This is the key to maximizing your potential. One of the first steps in mastering time management is to prioritize. Not everything is equally important, and not everything demands your attention. You have to get clear about what matters most to you and put your energy into those things. Ask yourself, what activities will move me closer to my goals? Focus your time on these activities and stop wasting time on things that don't contribute to your progress. When you prioritize, you create space for the most important things, and the unimportant things fall away naturally. Another key to effective time management is learning how to eliminate distractions. In our world today, distractions are everywhere. social media, emails, phone notifications, and the constant pull of multitasking. These distractions steal your time, energy, and focus, and before you know it, hours have slipped by without accomplishing anything meaningful. If you want to take control of your time, you need to take control of your environment. Turn off the things that pull you away from your tasks. Set boundaries. Create a work environment that encourages focus. The more you eliminate distractions, the more you'll be able to concentrate on the tasks that truly matter. The next step is learning to delegate. Now, I know what you're thinking, but I can do it better myself. It's true that you may be capable of doing everything on your own, but you have to ask yourself, is this the best use of my time? Delegation is a powerful tool because it allows you to focus on your highest priorities while someone else handles the tasks that aren't as essential for your growth. Whether you hire a team, outsource, or simply delegate tasks to others around you, learning how to share the load is key to managing your time effectively. But here's where the real magic happens: scheduling. It's one thing to have a to-do list, but a to-do list without a schedule is just a wish list. You need to take your priorities and break them down into specific actions, assigning a set time for each task. If it's not in your schedule, it probably won't get done. Schedule everything that's important, from work tasks to personal development to family time. When you schedule your time, you create a blueprint for your day and you give yourself the best chance to succeed. Lastly, you need to review and adjust. Time management is not something that's set in stone. Life happens. Unexpected things come up. The key is to remain flexible, but always stay focused on your end goal. At the end of each day or week, take a moment to reflect on how you spent your time. What worked? What didn't? How can you improve? This continuous process of evaluation and adjustment will help you stay on track and ensure that you're always moving in the right direction. Effective time management doesn't just happen. It takes conscious effort, discipline, and strategy. But once you start applying these principles, you'll notice a dramatic shift in your productivity and, more importantly, in your results. The time you have is your most valuable asset. And when you manage it well, you start creating the life you've always wanted. But this isn't the only skill you'll need to thrive. There's another key principle that will take your success to the next level, and stay tuned, because what's next will truly change the way you approach your future. Success doesn't happen by accident. It's the result of consistent, deliberate action. You might have big dreams and great ideas, but if you don't take action, nothing will change. That's the cold, hard truth. Too many people talk about what they want to do, but the difference between those who achieve their goals and those who don't is the ability to take consistent action. Doesn't matter how smart you are, how talented you are, or how much potential you have. Without action, none of that matters. Action is the key that unlocks the door to success. But here's the thing. Action doesn't just happen. It's a choice. It's a decision that you make every single day. And it's a decision that you must make with purpose. It's easy to get caught up in the planning stage, to feel like you're making progress by thinking about what you want to do. But planning is nothing without execution. You can plan for months, but if you don't take the first step, you'll be stuck in the same place. So, how do you make sure you're taking the right actions? It starts by setting clear, actionable goals. It's not enough to say, I want to be successful. You need to break down that big goal into smaller, more manageable tasks. What are the specific things you need to do to reach your ultimate goal? What steps can you take today to get closer to where you want to be? These are the questions that will keep you moving forward. By setting clear, actionable steps, you remove the uncertainty and give yourself a roadmap to follow. But it's not just about making a plan, it's about sticking to it. You have to commit to taking consistent action, even when things get tough, even when the results don't come right away. It's easy to start something, but the real test comes in continuing when you don't see instant results. The road to success is never a straight line. There will be obstacles, setbacks, and times when you feel like quitting. But it's during those times that your commitment to action will make all the difference. When you keep moving forward, even when it's hard, you build momentum. And momentum is a powerful force. So the biggest reasons people fail to take action is fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. But the truth is, fear will always be there. It's a natural part of the process. The key is not to let fear control you. Instead, use it as fuel. Let fear be the thing that pushes you to take that first step, to make that call, to send that email. The more you face your fear and take action despite it, the more it loses its power over you. Action is the antidote to fear. The more you act, the less you'll be afraid. And here's the thing. You don't have to have everything figured out before you start. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't even have to be perfect. What matters is that you're taking action. Every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goal. It's progress. And progress is what matters. Don't let perfectionism hold you back. If you wait for the perfect moment, you'll be waiting forever. The truth is, the only way to fail is by not taking action at all. If you don't take action, you don't learn, you don't grow, you don't move forward. But when you take consistent, deliberate action, even in the face of fear or doubt, you will see progress. You will see results. And most importantly, you will create the life you desire. But action alone won't get you all the way there. There's another powerful principle that plays a crucial role in your journey to success. And that's what we'll explore next. Stay tuned, because this is the element that could be the game changer you've been waiting for. There's something powerful that happens when you begin to take full responsibility for your life. Most people spend their time blaming others, blaming circumstances, or even blaming the past for where they are today. But when you start blaming and start taking responsibility, everything changes. You take control of your future. You stop being a passenger in your own life and become the driver. Responsibility is the foundation of all success. It's about realizing that you are in charge of your own destiny. No one else is responsible for your success, your happiness, or your fulfillment. Only you. This realization is freeing. It means that you have the power to change anything in your life that's not working. But with that power comes a responsibility. The responsibility to make the right choices, to take action, and to move forward with purpose. The first step to embracing responsibility is to stop making excuses. Excuses are the enemy of progress. They're easy to make, and they're often justified. But the reality is, every time you make an excuse, you're giving away your power. You're saying it's not my fault, or there's nothing I can do, but the truth is, you always have a choice. You can choose to take action, to move forward, and to make things happen. The moment you stop making excuses and start taking responsibility for your actions, you begin to change your life. Now, taking responsibility doesn't mean that everything will be easy. It doesn't mean that you won't face challenges. But when you accept responsibility, you stop seeing challenges as obstacles and start seeing them as opportunities to grow. You begin to view every setback as a lesson and every failure as a stepping stone to success. Taking responsibility means accepting that life will throw you curveballs, but it's up to you how you respond to them. There's a shift that happens when you take full responsibility for your life. You stop being a victim of circumstances and you start becoming the architect of your future. You stop waiting for things to happen and you start making them happen. You realize that your success is not determined by what happens to you, but by how you choose to respond to what happened. You begin to understand that you have the power to create your own path and that no one else holds the keys to your destiny. But responsibility isn't just about taking control of the big things. It's about taking control of the small things too. Every decision you make, no matter how small, adds up to the life you're living. So when you take responsibility for your time, your actions, your thoughts, and your habits, you're building a foundation for long-term success. You're saying, I'm in charge here, and I'm going to make sure I'm always moving in the right direction. And here's the most powerful part about responsibility. When you start taking responsibility for your life, you begin to realize that you don't have to wait for permission. You don't have to wait for someone to give you the green light. You don't have to wait for the perfect moment. You can take action now, and in doing so, you reclaim your power. But taking responsibility isn't just about owning your actions. It's also about owning your results. You have to accept that the results you're getting are a direct reflection of the choices you've made up until now. If you're not happy with the results, it's time to change the choices you're making. It's time to take full ownership of your future and start making decisions that will take you closer to your goals. This is the moment when things start to shift. When you fully embrace responsibility, you begin to create the life you've always wanted. But here's the thing, responsibility alone isn't enough. There's another powerful principle that will take your growth to the next level, and it's the secret ingredient that many people overlook. But don't worry, I'm about to reveal it to you next. Stay with me, because this next step could be the one thing that takes everything to new heights. Now let's talk about a concept that's often overlooked, but it's one of the most powerful keys to achieving greatness: the power of persistence. Persistence is the ability to keep going when things get tough. It's the ability to stay committed to your goals even when everything around you is telling you to quit. Most people give up too soon. They face one obstacle, one setback, and they throw in the towel. But what separates the successful from the unsuccessful isn't talent or luck. It's persistence. You see, success is not a straight line. It's not a path that you walk in a straight line from point A to point B. There are bumps, twists, and turns along the way. The road to success is filled with challenges, failures, and disappointments. But the key is not to let those things stop you. The key is to push through them. When you fall down, you get back up. When you face rejection, you keep going. When things don't go as planned, you adjust your approach and keep moving forward. Persistence means that no matter how many times you fail, you keep going. Every failure is a lesson. Every obstacle is an opportunity to grow, and every setback is just a temporary pause on your journey to success. It's easy to get discouraged when things aren't going well, but that's when persistence matters the most. That's when you have to dig deep and remind yourself why you started in the first place. You have to be willing to put in the work to keep moving forward even when the going gets tough. But here's the thing about persistence. It doesn't mean being stubborn or refusing to change your approach. Persistence isn't about doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. It's about being willing to adjust, learn from your mistakes, and keep pressing forward in the right direction. Sometimes the path to success requires flexibility, and persistence is about being willing to adapt to new circumstances while never losing sight of your ultimate goal. The greatest successes in history didn't come from people who never faced challenges. They came from people who refused to give up. Thomas Edison, for example, failed thousands of times before he invented the light bulb. Did he give up? No. He kept going and eventually he succeeded. J.K. Rowling was rejected by multiple publishers before her Harry Potter books became a global phenomenon. She didn't let rejection define her. She persisted, and her persistence paid off. What you need to understand is that success isn't determined by how many times you fall down. It's determined by how many times you get back up. Every time you face a setback, you have a choice. You can either give up or you can get up and keep going. Persistence is the decision to keep moving forward no matter how difficult the journey becomes. It's the refusal to quit even when the world seems to be against you. But even persistence alone isn't enough to guarantee success. It's another essential principle that you must have if you're going to unlock your full potential and take your life to the next level. And that principle, well, that's coming up next. You want to hear what's coming because it's a game changer. It's the missing piece that will elevate everything you're working for. Stay tuned because you're about to discover the next big step on your path to success. As we bring this conversation to a close, let's talk about one final but incredibly important principle: the power of purpose. Purpose is the driving force behind everything you do. It's the why behind your actions. It's the reason you get up every morning and pursue your goals. Without purpose, life feels empty and directionless. But when you have a clear purpose, you have a vision, and that vision becomes the fuel that propels you forward, even when the road gets tough. The truth is, many people are simply going through the motions of life. They wake up, they go to work, they take care of their responsibilities, and then they repeat the cycle the next day. But what's missing? They're not living with purpose. They're living without a deeper sense of why they're doing what they're doing. And that's where many people fall short. They're working hard, but they're not working on the things that matter most. When you know your purpose, everything changes. You begin to approach every task, every decision, every relationship with a new level of clarity and commitment. You stop wasting time on things that don't align with your purpose. You stop getting distracted by things that don't move you closer to your goal. Purpose gives you focus. It gives you determination. It gives you strength to keep going when everything else around you is falling apart. It becomes your compass, guiding you through life's challenges. But here's the thing. Purpose isn't something you find overnight. It's something you discover over time through experience, reflection, and growth. And when you find it, you know. You feel it deep within you. Your purpose is what excites you. It's what drives you to become the best version of yourself. It's the thing that makes you feel alive. So how do you discover your purpose? It starts with asking the right questions. What are you passionate about? What brings you joy? What do you want your life to stand for? What impact do you want to make in the world? These questions are the key to uncovering your true purpose. The more you reflect on them, the clearer your path becomes. And when you know your purpose, you'll begin to see every challenge, every setback, every success in a new light. You'll begin to understand that everything you experience is part of your journey toward fulfilling your purpose. But discovering your purpose isn't just about self-reflection. It's about action. It's about taking your purpose and turning it into something tangible. Your purpose isn't just an idea. It's something you should live out every single day. It should influence your decisions, your relationships, your career, your lifestyle. Purpose gives you the clarity you need to take consistent action toward your goals. It transforms your vision into reality. Now, if you're thinking, but what if I don't know my purpose yet? Don't worry. Purpose is something that unfolds over time. Sometimes you won't fully understand it at the beginning, but as you grow, as you take action, as you step into your full potential, your purpose will become clearer. The key is to keep searching, keep growing, and keep moving forward with the belief that your purpose will be revealed. And that, my friend, is the final piece of the puzzle. When you live with purpose, you begin to live a life that's meaningful, fulfilling, and unstoppable. You take control of your destiny and you create the life you were meant to live. So as you move forward from here, remember this. Focus on yourself, eliminate distractions, master your time, take responsibility, persist through challenges, and live with purpose. And with that, the life you've always dreamed of will be within your reach. Stay committed to your vision, never stop believing in your potential, and most importantly, never stop pursuing your purpose. The best is yet to come. Keep moving forward.